This is Josh Wood's Genesis Podcast. My hope is that this will help you connect in new ways with the God of the Bible as it helps me study, process, and think out loud. Thanks so much for listening. Let's go. Genesis chapter 12. The Lord had said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you." Genesis 12:1. NIV. In a nutshell, this is the call of Abram. Leave everyone you know, everything you're comfortable with, the protection of your father, and go. Go where, you ask? I'll show you later. Do what, you ask? Be blessed. So Abram gathered up all his stuff, and to his everlasting credit, he went. He gets to Canaan, and God speaks again. God tells him that this land is to be his family's. Then he continued on his journey and encountered a severe famine. I bet he didn't feel blessed. Did he take a wrong turn? Did he hear God wrong? I feel like that's how a lot of things in my life have gone, especially the things I've been convinced that God has called us to do. Adoption was like that. I finally get up the courage to go where I feel like God called me to go. I even start to feel pretty good as I set out on the journey. I feel that peace you feel when you know that you're doing the right thing. Then, boom, famine. We left all of our comfort zones when we entered the world of adoption. We had all the warm fuzzies initially, even as our family went from 2 kids to 6 kids in a matter of 20 months. It was total chaos. Our house was never clean. Laundry was never done. I have tons of stories from those years. Shameless plug for my book, Struggle Bus, The Van, the Myth, the Legend. Do you enjoy fun stories of raising kids in a large family? I think you'll get a few laughs out of my book. Anyhow, here's one fun story that comes to mind. One day back in 2012, we received a rather passive-aggressive note in our mailbox from someone in the neighborhood condemning the use of our residential home as a commercial daycare. I'm going to read the note. You can see a copy over on Substack. This current news clipping from this neighborhood is a shocking reminder how dangerous front yards can be. I shiver every time I see the children in your care playing in your front yard and the babes lying on blankets. And your yard with a circular drive is even more dangerous. Accidents occur frequently. And then we have a bullet point list in this letter. Bullet point number 1. Elderly drivers handcuffed with poor eyesight, poor hearing, poor coordination, and poor judgment. Bullet point number 2. Drivers incapacitated by alcohol and or drugs. Bullet point number 3. Fools on cell phones taking unimportant messages and texting. Bullet point number 4. Teenagers racing. Bullet point number 5. Actual auto accidents where one or both cars careen into the yard from the actual site of impact. Another danger. These children are on display for any and all child sex abusers that may cruise neighborhoods looking for children to exploit. You are not always in attendance. Please make a safe and secure area in your backyard for the children to play. Pour a wide concrete walkway to the back gate for the kids to use their rolling gear. A swing set, sandbox, secure gates, keep yards clean, and have children park their vehicles in appointed parking area when through with play. I'm sure that the agency that sets the standards for safe health care of children would not approve of the current play area. Sincerely, Area Neighbor. Neighbor spelt Nabor. Attached is a clip from the news from May 1st, 2012, entitled Fatal Crash. The headline, Man Dies After Car Strikes a Tree. Sorry to disappoint you, neighbor. It's just our family here. If we were a commercial daycare, we're the least profitable one in history. Funny side note about our passive-aggressive note leaver's assertion about the total irresponsibility of leaving babies unattended in our front yard. Her complaint would have been justified, except our 3, 4, and 5-year-old daughters had set up a bunch of their baby dolls in a school setting in the front yard and had left them there laying on blankets. I still don't get it. Someone saw what they thought were a bunch of living babies sitting in makeshift baby chairs in our front yard for hours on end. Did they come up to our door and talk to us about it? No. Did they call the cops or CPS? No. Did they write a passive-aggressive note to deliver to our mailbox under the cover of night? Yes, they did. Anyhow, the year of adoption was an adorable blur. It was the right thing to do, but it sure did feel like famine immediately afterward. We had no idea what we were doing. We were facing issues we'd never dealt with before. We dealt with humorous challenges like passive-aggressive notes, but we dealt with a lot of real stuff too, and God helped us through it all. As I read Genesis 12, that's what I remember, a journey where we had no idea where we were going or how to do it, but felt as though God told us to go. I try to remind myself that just because life feels like a famine immediately after following God's prodding, that isn't necessarily a sign that I've taken a wrong turn. Perhaps you need that reminder today too. God is there in the famine. He's there in the feast. We're called to keep moving either way.
Yo, Abram got the call, Genesis 12 on the scene. Leave your land, your fam, everything serene. Go to a place I'll show, don't ask where or why. Pack your bags, hit the road under cannon sky. God said this the spot your fam's gonna grow. But famine hit quick, man, the struggle was low. Abram thought, did I mess up, did I hear God wrong? Nah fam, that's the journey, keep moving along. Famine a feast, God's got your back. Step out in faith, don't fear the lack. Journey's a blur, but you're on the right track. Trust in the call, he'll pick up the slack. I switched to my life, adoption was the plan. Felt God's nudge, said I'm your man. 2 kids to 6 in just 20 months flat. Chaos in the house, laundry, dishes, all that. Milk on the floor, shoes everywhere. Felt the peace at first, then the famine beware. Neighbors thought we ran a daycare, oh my. Left a note in the box, passive-aggressive slide. Babies on blankets, y'all irresponsible, yo. But those were dolls, not kids, just a front yard show. 3, 4, 5-year-olds playing school with toys. Neighbor didn't knock, didn't call, just annoyed. Wrote a note in the dark, slipped it in our mail. If they thought it was real, why'd they let it sail? No cops, no phone call, just shade in the night. Adoption was wild, but God made it right. Famine a feast, God's got your back. Step out in faith, don't fear the lack. Journey's a blur, but you're on the right track. Trust in the call, he'll pick up the slack. Abram's story, my story, they both align. God calls you out, but the road ain't benign. Famine don't mean you're lost, keep the faith, stay true. God's in the struggle and he'll carry you through. Yeah, Abram's story, my story, they both align. God calls you out, but the road ain't benign. Famine don't mean you're lost, keep the faith, stay true. God's in the struggle, and he'll carry you through.
You've been listening to Josh Wood's Genesis podcast. Feel free to connect with me on Substack, Instagram, Facebook, X, or Threads. My username is JoshWoodTX on all of the above. Thanks for listening. See you next time.